It has been said that the Trinity League is the most competitive league in the country when it comes to high school football. That statement received even more validity when the Santa Margarita Eagles filled their head coaching position with Coach Rich Fisher. Coach Fisher comes to Santa Margarita with a wide variety of D1 college coaching experience. He leaves the stellar University of Nebraska program with a goal to win a championship and regain the swagger at Santa Margarita. Today, we're first to introduce Southern California to Coach Fisher. He brings with him 3 varsity standouts. Plain and simple, we're going to talk football. I'm Paul Higgins, and all the action starts right now. Hello everybody, I'm Paul Higgins, and welcome to this edition of Coach's Corner. As you can tell, we do have a fantastic show. Today on location at Santa Margarita High School, it is the spring season. And what does that mean? Sure, it means track and field, lacrosse, baseball, but also spring football. And here at Santa Margarita, as we mentioned, we do have a new head coach joining the Trinity League, Coach Rich Fisher. And I can tell you that Santa Margarita is very fortunate to have Coach Fisher. You will hear of him today, plus you'll hear 3 different varsity players that are on the Santa Margarita Eagles, all playing a variety of positions. So welcome to Coach's Corner, and Coach, welcome to Southern California.
Appreciate it.
You know, you have had a storied college career in coaching, and I got to ask you, did you realize that you wanted to be a coach so quickly out of college? Because you played college ball at Colorado, and then it doesn't seem like not too long after that, you were right back in the game.
You know, that wasn't the plan initially. You know, I think as most kids, you dream of playing in the NFL. And at that time at Colorado, we had a lot of guys that were going to the NFL. And unfortunately, I got hurt when I was in college. But I've been around the game my whole life, love the game. And I think once you step away for a little bit, it draws you back in. And I was fortunate enough that I had a coach that recruited me that actually got a head coaching job, Bob Simmons, at Oklahoma State. And I started there in 1995. Amazing,
and you bring on a great variety of players here at Santa Margarita. I know you're going to get a full-time quarterback that played 1 game of varsity last year, and we'll talk to him a little bit later on. That's Richard Wagner. But joining us now is Brett Neilon. He is number 62 offensive lineman, a 3-year varsity starter with Santa Margarita Eagles, and he was just telling me that actually he grew up a little bit, we'll talk about it, in Japan, and hopes to go back this summer for a little while. But Brett, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I know your senior season, you wouldn't think that you'd be getting a new coach, but hey, you know, things change. And in this game of football, things do change. And you got coach. How's everything going so far?
The team's definitely excited. We're all excited. Coach brought some great energy that the program needed, and I think everyone's just excited to play football again. And you know, Coach is a man of character, and we definitely need that, and discipline, and everyone's just fired up to be around him.
Yeah, how fun is the game of football for you? Tell me about that.
It's fun. I love it. So I've been playing for 4 years now, and I continue to grow mentally in the playbook and physically, and just work on my craft, and I love the game.
Yeah, Coach, you had a lot of players that you could have picked today. You picked 3. I said, Coach, pick 3 players among yourself and come on out. So the quality of character that you've picked and the gentleman that you have picked to be on the show, that pretty much stands the character of your team. Tell me about that.
Well, I think that when you first come on, you know, you're new, you don't know any of the kids at all. Yeah. And I think over the course of the last 2.5 months, these 3 guys have basically revealed themselves in terms of who they are as leaders, their attitude, their effort, way they handle themselves, obviously in the community and the weight room, which is what we talk about all the time. And so when you asked to do this show, those were 3 guys that came to mind.
Yeah, the selection process through the coaching job here was very well publicized. There was a lot of, I wonder who's going to be the coach. And you were brought in, and you have coached on the high school level before, but most of your coaching has come from the college level, and I think that's attractive. You have an opportunity now to take these kids and show them what you already know from college. How important is that as a high school coach for guys that are juniors and seniors that hope to step to the next level?
Well, I think it gives us a voice, you know, to parents and to players in terms of, hey, look, we came from where you want to go. You know, I've been recruiting college athletes for 15, 20 years. To be able to stand up in front of these guys, verbalize to them exactly what it is they need to do, what we look for as college recruiters and college coaches, I think it's gonna benefit these kids.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, there's a thing called the Rolodex, right? That's what we have all our phone numbers in. I understand Coach has a pretty good Rolodex of phone numbers. Some of those are probably some good college coaches out there. Your thoughts? Do you immediately see an advantage that Coach is your coach at this time of your career?
Yeah, that's huge. I think Coach definitely has the connections, and the recruiting process now is crazy, and there's a lot of unknowns, you know, what to do, what not to do. And I think kids just kind of get lost in it, and Coach is definitely a great mentor, you know, for kids in the recruiting process.
If you're wondering what's going on behind us, there's a swim meet right now going on behind, so if it gets a little loud, that's why. But sorry to cut you off. I wanted to ask you, though, the Trinity League is one of the, or they say, could be the most competitive league in the country in high school football. How tough is it among the trenches when you play the likes of Bosco and Mater Dei, J. Sarah, whomever?
It's definitely tough. It's a battle each week in the Trinity League. You know, there's big boys in the trenches, but you know, you playing against the best every week, and the Trinity League definitely gets you ready for the next level. So there's a lot of great players that come through from Bosco here. You know, every week you're playing against a dude. So
Brett, what's important to you this coming year? You've got spring football, and then you've got summer, and then everything just kicks in real fast. What's your goal this year personally?
Personally, my goal is to win Trinity League MVP for linemen, and then as a team, definitely win the Trinity League and come together as a team. Yeah,
and Coach, I know when you stood up in front of the parents and for the very first time and in front of the athletes, did you mention goals? Can you tell us about that?
Well, I mean, we all have goals. We all want to win. I think first and foremost, my message to the kids and to the parents was I didn't take this job because I didn't want to win. I mean, we're going to win a championship. When that happens, will be up to the kids and how we prepare and how we practice and basically understanding what it takes to win. Because you don't just flip a switch. You don't just line up on Saturday and decide you're going to go out there and compete. So I think the process of changing the culture and teaching these kids what it takes to prepare to win will be the difference in changing really the program and where it's been and where we want to go.
Before I let you go, Brett, what is the first impression that you had of Coach? And tell me about that now. I mean, you've known him probably about 3 months now, I'm guessing, right about there.
Yes, sir.
What was your first impression of Coach, and what are you most excited about?
First impression was definitely blown away. You know, getting a guy from Nebraska, that's huge, coaching receivers, and you never, you know, as a high school kid, you never really thought that you could get someone of that caliber, but SM got it done, and you know, he made the move from Nebraska, so that just shows how much he wants to take care of this program and move forward. So it's definitely want to play for him and do our best.
You're making good marks right now. Keep this going.
That's right. Getting some brownie points.
Actually, one additional question for you. I briefly mentioned Japan. Tell everybody about what did you do in Japan and how long you lived there.
Yes, sir. So I was born here and then moved to Japan when I was 6 months old for my dad's job, who works in the medical device company. And I grew up there and moved here in the 8th grade down at Sarah Catholic Middle School, just down the road for a year. And this was just the best place for my family and I. And my brother went here for 2 years, and he's now SC off academics, and we couldn't thank SM enough for all they've given us. And it's definitely been a change, you know, coming from Tokyo, the city, to here. But I love both. So.
Well, I know the blessings go both ways. Now, Coach, blessed to have you, and you're blessed to have him. And I'm looking forward to seeing you play come September. And of course, we've got much more on this edition of Coach's Corner. 2 more Eagles of Santa Margarita talking spring football with their new head coach, Coach Rich Fisher. We'll be back with more of Coach's Corner after this. Mission Basilica School is a Catholic parochial school with single-grade classrooms from pre-kindergarten through 8th grade.
We have absolutely the best to offer in education. We don't just educate the child academically. They are nurtured spiritually. They are guided through their spiritual journey. They are loved, every being of them.
A blue ribbon school for academic excellence, located on the beautiful grounds of Mission San Juan Capistrano, Mission Basilica School.
Why go anywhere else for your remodel project when you can find everything here at Decor & Tile? Our expert staff has years of experience which is passed on to you whether you are a homeowner, contractor, or designer. At Decor and Tile, we make your project easy with our beautiful and unique showroom filled with tile, stone, decorative glass, wood tile, granite, and quartz like Pentel, Caesar Stone, and USA Cambria. Find out why Decor and Tile is the most referred showroom in South Orange County. Come in, call, or visit us on the web today.
Time across the middle, completed, first down and more. All the way for the score, touchdown, Grant Calcaterra. That's how they did it in the first quarter. Hello everybody, welcome back to this edition of Coach's Corner. Once again on location here at Santa Margarita High School, joined by yet another varsity player here with the Eagles, and this is Grant Calcaterra. He is one of triplets, and he is a triplet, I should say, that's a better way of saying that. And his sister just had a great season of soccer, winning the state championship. Her name is Claire, and she's on her way to Kansas with a scholarship. So Kansas State, congratulations on that. And then also his brother Andrew also goes to school, and your older brother went to Santa Margarita as well. What was his name?
Nick.
Nick. So Coach, you've got some pedigree here.
No, he can show me where to go, right? No doubt about it.
So Coach, when I first met you, I got this immediate feeling of that you're a warm guy, that you're approachable guy. Does that change when you walk in between the lines of a football field? Is that a different character? Can you tell me about that? Because I haven't seen you coach yet. I just want to be forewarned.
I'd like to say that I stay the same all the time. Probably not going to happen. I think in the midst of competition, I'm a competitive guy by nature, and obviously we as coaches want to win. Yeah. I'm not into participation, I guess is the best way to say it. But I'm a pretty even keel guy. I think the kids will tell you that I don't have a whole lot of rules. I just expect you to do the right thing, make the right decision, and I try to carry myself accordingly. And I guess the heat gets turned up sometimes when you fall below expectations. Yeah. So.
Coach, do you feel as though, since you have coached at that highest level that you can possibly coach at in college football, that you treat these guys just like the kids or the young men that play on that college level? Because, God, heck, a lot of them look like they're already there.
Oh, yeah, we got some good players.
Do you do that? I know that, when I teach college classes and then I go teach high school, I say, I'm going to treat you the same way I treat my college kids, and let's see where that goes. Can you tell me that philosophy?
Well, I don't know that I teach any different.
Yeah.
Coaching is teaching. We have a system, we have a philosophy, a way that we do things, and whether it's, obviously high school or college, I think the volume of what you're doing changes because of the time and maybe the caliber of the athlete and the kids. But these guys have done a real good job of handling our implementation of our program and what we want to do.
Sure.
I don't feel like I coach them any different. I'm going to coach them the same way, teach them the same way.
Yeah.
But so far, so good.
Yeah. So I warmed you up. I just wanted to get the conversation going. You ready to do this now?
Yeah.
Grant, you're listening to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What are some of the thoughts running through your head as I mentioned that and what Coach was saying? Basically about his coaching style. Is he different when he gets in between those white lines?
I feel like every coach is to a certain degree. Same as players. You can be a nice guy off the field, but when you're in between the lines, it's competition and it's win or lose. So I feel like when you get in between the lines, it's a different mindset, and sometimes you can be more aggressive and more competitive.
Knowing that your new head coach was at that highest level and decided to come here, basically start a whole new career with his family, and he played, and he's an athlete, there's a lot of respect there. Can you tell me about that? Because he knows what it is to be where you want to be.
Yeah, it was, certainly looking at the resume, it was really nice knowing that we have a guy that we can definitely relate to. He played on the high school level, played college level, won championships, coached at the highest level, college ball. So that was definitely a big thing that we really wanted to have.
Yeah.
And it it'll definitely help out our players a lot.
Well, how cool is it that he coached at the highest level in college as a wide receivers coach, and you're a wide receiver?
Yeah.
Immediately you got a big smile right there.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that. What have you already learned from Coach about that position that you didn't know before?
Today we learned a lot about footwork and getting in and out of breaks, which is huge, especially at this level and especially at the next level. Creating separation is big, and that's one of the things that he taught me. Learned that today.
Coach, there's so much pressure, it seems like, on kids these days to excel, to be that next thing. How do you handle that with the kids? Do you taper that back a little bit, or do you embrace it and try to go along with the ride? Can you tell me about that? Because you have kids.
I do have kids. I think we put our own pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't really, in terms of our program, I'm more interested in what we do. I'm not really worried about outside noise. I think it's important to teach the kids, and we talk about all you can control is you.
Yeah.
You can control your attitude, you can control your effort, and that's really been our focus because we're not going to win any football games by looking at others and seeing what others are doing.
Gotcha.
We're just going to focus on us.
Sure.
And I think that's a mentality that I've been brought up in. It's how I've been coached. It's all the great coaches that I've been around have really operated that way, and that's kind of how we'll operate here.
Grant, what do you enjoy most about playing football? And on top of that, why wide receiver? Why did you choose that position, or did that position choose you?
I feel like I just fell in love with the game. I mean, it's different than any other game. You can go out and hit someone without going to jail.
He said it first. We're doing this show 30 years. He's the first one. I love it.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a game of life, really. I mean, there's a lot of lessons that you learn in the game that you really can't learn anywhere else. Leadership, teamwork, competitive. Like you can. Yeah. The list goes on. And then, as far as receiver, I think the position kind of chose me. I kind of grew into that tall, lengthy kind of receiver type. So, yeah.
Has that position? It seems like it's changing all the time. That and tight end. It seems like it changes. Does it change, or is just the ebb and the flow of game of football?
Well, I think that what you see with football is philosophically, I think it changes throughout. I mean, I grew up in the Big 8 option football, and now here we are in 2016, and it's spread all across the field and throw it all over the place. And so,
do you like that?
Throwing the ball all over the place? I'd like to run the football.
Okay.
We're going to run the ball. I think that.
Are you telling me the truth right now?
Maybe not. Maybe we're going to come out and play option football next year.
What's your logo?
You just never know, right? But the game evolves, and I think players evolved. I know that. In our weight program here, we've had real tremendous success in a short period of time in the weight room.
Okay.
And so therefore, I think when that happens, kids are getting bigger, putting on weight, getting stronger, getting faster. And so ultimately, we're going to do what our football team allows us to do. In other words, whatever our kids can do and do well, that's what we'll become. But we're not going to try to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Right. I'm going to be talking to your quarterback here in a couple minutes, and there has to be a special relationship between a quarterback and a wide receiver. Tell me about that relationship on the field that you have with your quarterback, Richard Wagner.
I mean, me and Rich have been together since freshman year. Weren't very good freshman year. We had to develop a pretty good relationship on and off the field, really, because it's more than just being friends during the game. You got to be friends outside of the game. So we do have a special bond. We've been playing together. This will be our third year playing together. Excellent. So looking forward to it.
Just a last question for you. What's your personal goal this year? I know if you heard Brett's. It's a pretty big one.
I think maybe another Trinity League, first team all Trinity League, but aside from personal goals, I want to win championships. I mean, we haven't done that since I've been here, and I think that's a really big goal of mine, as well as the team's. So,
well, you got your head on your shoulders, and I know that coach is probably going to teach you a lot of new things that you didn't know before. Grant, congratulations on being once again a varsity starter for the Santa Margarita Eagles. Look for Grant. He is number 9 with the Eagles of Santa Margarita. When we come back, I'll introduce you to the quarterback of the Eagles for the 2016 season. That's right after this.
Why go anywhere else for your remodel project when you can find everything here at Decor & Tile? Our expert staff has years of experience, which is passed on to you whether you are a homeowner, contractor, or designer. At Decor and Tile, we make your project easy with our beautiful and unique showroom filled with tile, stone, decorative glass, wood tile, granite, and quartz like Pentel, Caesar Stone, and USA Cambria. Find out why Decor and Tile is the most referred showroom in South Orange County. Come in, call, or visit us on the web today.
Mission Basilica School, located in historic San Juan Capistrano, is a blue ribbon school focused not only on quality education but spiritual enlightenment, creating a learning environment that's second to none.
I love the feel of the school and what it brings.
They're wonderful kids, have great family lives. They are brothers and sisters once they reach the campus.
A blue ribbon school for academic excellence, located on the beautiful grounds of Mission San Juan Capistrano. Hello everybody, welcome back to Coach's Corner on location here at Santa Margarita Catholic High School, talking Eagles football as the spring season is underway. And of course their new head coach is on campus, Coach Rich Fisher, most recently from the University of Nebraska. And joining us right now is the quarterback who I covered back in his Ockjoff days with the Patriots, right? It was the Patriots. Yeah. And this is Richard Wagner. And Richard, welcome to Coach's Corner. I knew when I saw you that I knew you. You know, we were just about mannerisms, and just your mannerisms, Mike. So that's great. So congratulations, you're here, and you're going to be the starting quarterback, coach.
We'll see.
It's
an open competition.
Sorry,
we haven't named a starter anywhere yet.
So you're going to be playing quarterback somewhere on the team.
Yep.
But Coach, well, how do you decide? Tell me about that.
Well,
he probably wants to know.
They understand exactly what they got to do, and I think that's well outlined within our program, and competition will reveal itself. Sure. And the best guy at the end of the day, when we kick it off in August, we'll take the ball and go lead this team.
Yeah, earlier I said September. Whatever happened to starting football in September? Now it's August, the summer is short. So you have not a lot of window to get ready for this thing called the Trinity League. And Coach, how will you impress upon Coach that you do certainly want to be the starter?
Well, it's all about preparation and determination. I've been here for 4 years, and I've learned under great coaches, great players, and now we have an even better staff this year, and I'm really excited for this season.
The long list of quarterbacks that have been at this school. I remember, Coach, I briefly told you this, about 400 yards that way. I used to live in the apartments right there, and I used to do my show in the garage, a little single show. And at that time, Santa Margarita was basically.
You've moved a long way. You've made 200-yard movement down here to the Grotto.
So. Long story short, I've covered a lot of quarterbacks at this school, and of course, Carson Palmer. We were just talking about him and reestablishing himself with the school, and has done some nice things for you already. Coach, that quarterback is a leader position. Tell me about what you expect from a leader.
Well, I think. In terms of the quarterback position, I think we want a guy that is going to be a good decision maker, number one. A guy that can go out, put us in the right play, that can execute what we're asking them to do. That would be the number one criteria.
Sure.
And then obviously he's got to be productive. I mean, he's got to be a guy that it might not always look pretty, but we're moving the ball and moving the chains. And making good decisions, we've got some good competition. We got some young kids in the program as well, and I think what's important, and I've stressed upon these guys, is that there is no job right now for anybody.
Sure.
You'll reveal that to us as a staff, and as we evaluate those guys, that like I said, we want good decision makers, and guys that produce.
Yeah, Richard, you're a good quarterback. I mean, I enjoyed watching you play as a young kid, and I saw you play last year. How fun is the position of quarterback?
Quarterback's a great position. I've always enjoyed it. All the time I've played football, quarterback's been really fun. It's a great position. It's a unique position.
Yeah.
You gotta have a lot of qualities, leadership, team player. And it's just a fun position. I love playing it.
So when you go into a huddle, do you feel as though you have complete control of that huddle? And I know when you first look over to coach, maybe that first series, if you do become the starter, that's got to be just an incredible feeling. I've never had that feeling on a football field. I wasn't blessed with that, but your thoughts, what is all that like?
Well, as a quarterback, you have to take control of the huddle. You have to be in control of all your players, especially on offense. All the other 10 guys, you got to know exactly what they're doing. You got to trust them, have their back, and you got to know you got to trust them.
Yeah, Coach. What advice as a wide receivers coach do you give to a young starting quarterback? And I know that you'll have plenty of advice, but what are the couple of the key elements that maybe you think of, I got to tell this kid this? You mentioned a couple already.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to dive into it too much.
Okay, don't get in his head yet.
But I will tell you this. You know, we've done about a month of installation of our offense and our defense. I think it's been eye-opening for the kids, just in terms of understanding what we're doing and how we're doing it. And so that's been the key this kind of last month. Right. So for the quarterback position, in order to make those good decisions and to be able to produce, it's like he said, you got to understand what it is and then how am I going to do that. Yeah. And so if we can get to that point where we understand the what's and the how's, you know, I will say this about Wags, you know, he's been here for 4 years, and for a couple of those years he's played behind KJ Costello, and he didn't pick up and run. He didn't go to another school. He stuck it out. He is a good team player, ultimate team player. He's got the respect of his teammates, and so I fully expect him to go out and battle, and we'll see what transpires here at the end of August.
That's a big statement. You didn't run. I've seen it happen so many times around this area. Why?
This is a top program. I mean, there were a couple of other opportunities at the time where I could have gone, and I just thought to myself, this is a great program. We're in the Trinity League, great league, arguably one of the best in the country, and I just decided, hey, I want to play at the top program wherever I want to go. Yeah,
well, good job of staying. And Coach, I have to ask you this: who do you want to, I guess, who do you look up to as a head coach, whether it be on the high school, college, pro? I mean, is there a guy out there that you're like, I really look at that guy's career, and I really, really appreciate what he has done?
You know, I honestly, I can't say that there's one coach out there where you're just like, that's the guy. Yeah. I think I've been really blessed and fortunate to be around some great coaches. Right. You know, starting my career, 1995, Les Miles and Mike Gundy were on the offensive staff. So to be around those guys when I was a young coach, had an opportunity to work for Tom Cable, who actually gave me my first job, the former Raiders head coach, who's now the assistant head coach at Seattle. Working for Bo Pelini obviously was just phenomenal in terms of his understanding of the game and being able to motivate kids. Kids love playing for him. And so I think that, you know, I tell the kids this all the time. There's a Proverbs in the Bible. It says, as iron sharpens iron, men sharpen men. And I think I've just been sharpened by, you know, a bunch of great coaches. Yeah.
Well, Santa Margarita is very fortunate to have you, and I know that you're blessed to have him as well. Congratulations, good luck. I hope to see you at that starting spot come August. Number 12, Richard Wagner, joining us. Thanks a lot for spending time with us, Coach. You want to do this again sometime, maybe a little bit more often?
Yeah, let's do it. Right. Let's do it in about a year from now. Hopefully we win some football games.
Coach, thanks again, and good luck in the coming season. They kick off their season in August of 2016, and good luck to you as well. You know, congratulations, sticking out for 4 years. And all of that will pay off certainly this year. For Coach's Corner here at Santa Margarita Catholic High School, I'm Paul Higgins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.